We just heard from the president. He's not going to take any new direct action against Russia after the downing of that plane in Ukraine. But last night, he still attended two fundraisers in New York City. The Daily Surge's Jason Mattera joins us now. I'm sorry to go back to something that happened yesterday, but these fundraisers, that really raised the hackles all across America. I just wonder what young people thought about it. I've heard from the oldsters, people of my generation. I want to hear what you youngsters think about the president at fundraisers at a time of crisis.
Well, it's pretty clear that there's not an event on the world stage that would get Barack Obama to cancel a fundraiser. He's having these photo ops, glad handling donors, goofing around. The press conference we just heard, he could have said most of that yesterday and canceled his fundraiser to do so. And then when he gives the press conference, he almost looks like he's irritated that he has to take up this chore of the White House. There is no sense of urgency or outrage or passion. And, you know, one of my friends on Twitter I follow pointed this out. Barack Obama is talking in his press conference about an investigation, and this is how he words. He's like, an investigation into the intentions that those who might have launched this missile might have had. It's lawyerly weasel words coming from the President of the United States.
Look, I'm inclined to agree with you on that analysis, but isn't this what young people want? Young people surely are saying, we don't want to get into confrontation, we're tired of that, we're not going to send in troops, we're not going to fire guns in anger. The President is doing what young people want. Isn't that accurate?
Well, I don't know who has suggested going and invading Russia or starting a war with Russia over annexing part of Ukraine.
But wait a second. It's the soft line. It's the, I hate to say appeasement, but it's that soft line. Don't get hard. Don't get tense. Don't get aggressive. I think that's what young people want. Am I wrong?
Listen, young people in general aren't that concerned with foreign policy. But when we have incidents like this, they become more aware of it. It's that the president has all these vows and commitments and red lines, but he does nothing to back them up. So I think what people are looking for is some sort of leadership. If you're going to take a strong stand with someone, you have to take a strong stand with someone like Vladimir Putin. Then you have to have the stomach and the courage to back it up. And I think young people, it doesn't matter, middle-aged, old people will look to him and stand by, because we can acknowledge, we should be able to, bipartisanly, that Vladimir Putin is a thug, and there's very few options when you're dealing with a thug. And Barack Obama, again, I don't think he just even cares about this. If he would have cared, he would have had this press conference last night instead of his fundraiser.
Is there a politician popular amongst young people because that person is seen as a leader?
Well, I think the politicians who are popular right now amongst young people, I would have to probably go to Rand Paul, probably comes to mind the most, because he has been speaking around college campuses. He's going to environments that are generally hostile to Republicans. But is there someone who stands out right now at this present time? I don't think there is. Okay.
I got one last one for you. 57 million people now live in multi-generational homes. That's grandparents, parents and kids all together. That's double the number who are living in multi-generational homes, double the proportion, since 1980. What do you say about this?
You get what you vote for. I don't feel bad for millennials. They vote for a status. They're going to get status policies and status consequences, and that means living with their mommy and daddy. And guess what? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Stuart, but it's only going to get worse the next 2 years. So if you're a young person and you're still living with mom and dad, or forced to because you can't afford to live on your own, might as well go ahead, paint your room. Put up that high school poster you had when you were in high school, that poster you had, put it on the wall, get comfortable. For at least another 2 years, it's going to be the same status quo, which hasn't allowed you to go and start adulthood because you can't afford to. So, you know what, you want different consequences, vote for different candidates.
We hear you. Jason Mattera, as always, thank you very much indeed.